What's the difference between cheap and value for money? Well, cheap is exactly what it says on the tin. It's the cheapest cost to purchase, and whatever it is, if you shop around enough, you'll find a cheaper solution. However, a lot of the times you buy cheap, you buy twice, and this applies to many things in life. This were a cheap microphone arm. Boom, I'm gonna call it. Basically that goes into a clamp on the side of my desk, which then should suspend a microphone for when I'm doing video meetings. It's never worked right from day one, and then yesterday I put a little bit too much pressure on it, and as you can see, I've broke it. So I now need to buy another, which I've ordered the one I wish I'd have bought on day one from Amazon, but I didn't because it was an extra 40 quid. So it's ultimately cost me double. But what do I mean by value? Well, let's take Nathan, my online fitness coach, for example. Nathan provides me with a training program for the gym, which he changes as and when needed. And when the gym's closed, he tailored everything around the plan to me using the equipment that I've got at home. He tells me how many steps I need to do. He tells me how much cardio I need to do. He gives me a meal plan to follow, what supplements and vitamins I need to take. And then every week we have a check-in where I send him photos over and fill in this form about what I've been doing over the week. And if anything needs tweaking or changing, he does it to help me achieve my goals as quickly as possible. And if I've got any questions, he's always just a WhatsApp away. Is he the cheapest? No. Could I find it cheaper elsewhere? Probably, yeah. I could do it for free. I could download some training program I find online or copy some influencer workout off Instagram. And same with my diet. I know roughly what I need to be eating to achieve what I want, which is build muscle while trying to stay relatively lean. But would I get the results as time efficiently as I am doing with Nathan? No. Would I be able to see as quickly as he does if my diet needs to change slightly, or if my form's off on a certain exercise and I risk injuring myself? No. So for me, what I pay him is a great value because he provides me with expert advice, he speaks to me in a language I understand, and he saves me time, which for me is invaluable. I'll tag Nathan, Good Style Coaching. I'll tag him in the video if anyone wants to drop him a line. I'll tag him on Instagram, so if you're watching this anywhere else, go and check out my Instagram page and make sure you follow it while you're there. But with this being a finance channel, let's talk about money. And to be honest, the reason I'm making this video, I met someone a year ago. We had a few calls and a few meetings, and it got to the final stage where I was gonna take him on as a client. And right at the 11th hour, he said to me, someone's approached me and said they'll do it cheaper. So we had a back and forth, had a lot of discussions. His final word was, match this cost and I'll give you my business. And my answer was, I don't want it. If you don't see the value in what I offer, I'd rather you go elsewhere. So he did. Then 2 weeks ago, he emailed me out of the blue, asking to meet up again. So we had a chat, and it turns out the financial advice he was given were actually free, and it were off a mate of his who's a plumber. And it were basically, why pay some flash knobhead in a suit when you can do it yourself? Now look, I've nothing against plumbers, but on the flip side, if my toilet started leaking, I wouldn't ask a friend of mine who works at Lloyd's Bank what to do. I'd hire a plumber, aka a professional. With most things in life, you get what you pay for. And when we got to the crux of it, to save what would have been a few £100 over the year, he tried doing it himself, and he got carried away. And he's lost almost 15 grand of his own money. Compare that loss to what I recommended to him a year ago, and with the difference with what he would made, it's over double that. So ultimately, it's cost him over £34,000 in 13 months. Buy cheap, buy twice, and risk it costing you more money in the long term. Now look, I'm not going to sit here and blow my own trumpet and tell you how wonderful I am and how great I am at my job, because one thing I said on day one with these videos is that I'm not going to turn it into a sales channel. Call me on 0800 pension for a one-to-one consult, none of that crap. But I know what works and I know what doesn't. And I take a very simple approach to this game of money and financial planning, as I hope it comes across in my videos. Because look, it don't have to be as complicated as many people want you to believe. That being said, can you find similar services to mine cheaper? Yeah. Can you do it yourself cheaper? Yeah. But can you find the same level of advice and service that we can provide you? I honestly believe no. And I can say, hand on heart, I have never in the 17 years I've been in this industry met anyone who does their own stuff who is as sorted as they think they are. And having a professional advisor, a finance coach for a better word, if you want to call it that, in your corner is priceless, because it's potentially going to save you a hell of a lot of money, time and hassle. So there you go. Cheap versus value. Make sense? Makes sense.